Up here, the second half of it. Widnes Vikings 10, Halifax 16. If you weren't with us earlier on, you weren't here in time for the explanation of the Widnes kit. You'll have noticed that they're in a very fetching, and yet, as yet there is no agreement among the fashion panel here in the commentary box as to exactly what colour this kit is, whether it's pink, peach or flesh. It's different. And it's in aid of the Everyman charity, which helps testicular and prostate cancer. Well done, Widnes Vikings, for their support for that charity. Second half underway here, Widnes trailing 10-16.
Bill, you get a good indication to what the coaches have said at half-time. In the first 10 minutes of the second half, Paul Cullen will be saying you've got to make sure that you hit and stick in defence. You've missed 11 tackles, you've also given 6 penalties away, and you've made 9 handling errors. You've got to give yourself a chance. Matt Callan will be saying don't hold back and keep giving Widnes and keep asking them questions and just keep the speed of the game flowing to what you want to play at.
3, move, 10 metres, hold, go.
Gleeson,
40.
ball back to Luke Brannigan, who again finds open field. And Scott Yates it is who picks it up for the Vikings.
And that shows you straight to where they want to play for territory. Kicking on the third tackle, they want to get it deep as they can in Widnes' red zone and try and force the error.
Move, hold, go.
So Widnes trying to bring this ball out now.
3.
And in the face of some enthusiastic Halifax defence.
4.
Ben Davies plays the ball. He's dual registered, this youngster.
That's okay.
As is Liam Farrell.
He's an excellent player, Ben Davies. Watched him a number of times playing for the reserve team of the Wigan Warriors club. Fantastic footwork. Great play for the future, that one.
Royston fields the ball and runs it back. Shad Royston not having a chance really to carry on his try-scoring feats. 8 tries already to his name this season for the Halifax fullback, and took a bit of stopping there.
You've got to make sure you concentrate. He returns the ball with vim and vigour, and he always gets his Halifax side on the front foot.
Black, ball away to Goddard.
2, move, hold, 15, you're offside, 15.
Gleeson, Brannigan now.
3,
Dave Larder struggling to get to his feet to play the ball. Webster around his ankles, his Warrenseat. Try scorer in that first half, who got Halifax on the scoreboard. Gleeson now for Ben Black. Black looping pass for Frank Martin. It was forward. Oh, he's denied the try.
Ben Black taking the ball right to the line. Just look at that, just a tad in front. Saeed Tamgard misses it. And Frank Watini, I think he thought he was in for the 4-point try.
But it's the pass from Gleeson. He cuts out 3 Widnes defenders. And if that ball would have been a couple of yards behind, he would have gone in for the easiest of tries.
So Widnes under a bit of pressure at the start of this second half. Been pinned down by Halifax. Looking to get the ball out of the danger zone now with Liam Farrell. But again, that's good enthusiastic defence from Halifax. Here's Dave Allen now. And yes, those are fig leaves on the shorts. Thackeray. He's been well watched by this Halifax side tonight. Yates, Brady and Warrency having a bit of a set to there. Robert Hicks, deaf to the protest to the Widnes supporters. Thackeray hoists that one, really just goes straight up in the air. Again, nobody particularly keen to get a hold of that, and Leaderan was offside.
Now Robert Hicks was screaming at Leaderan, was telling him again. He told him he was offside. He had no right to play at that ball.
On the line.
So the penalty has Widnes again trooping back towards their own try line. That's where they've spent most of this second half so far. Okay, there's only 4 minutes of it gone.
You've got to say as well, though, again, Bill, that was the wrong kick. It should have gone into the corner from Anthony Thackeray.
Here is Saeed Tamgard. Gets mixed reviews, Saeed Tamgard does. He gets cheers from his own supporters, and they love chanting the name Saeed. Opposition fans not so keen about the Frenchman, and a hand in there. Gareth Haggerty, the culprit. And now then, will Patterson go for the 2 points?
And again, a relieving pressure. Penalty. Go for the 2 points. You'd only give penalties away in this situation when you've lost the rope. They've landed on the front, they're trying to get up to play the ball, and Gareth Haggerty's trying to buy his teammates a couple of seconds.
It's all right, just a couple of times. Make sure you stay out. Not you, the team. Yeah, you as well.
So it's bang in front of the posts, and Lee Patterson, should be a formality for him. Martin Hall sitting alongside coach Matt Calland.
Halifax been very impressive in the opening 5 minutes. Very intense, very quick. And they're dictating the speed of this game.
The drummer, who's right down below us, doing his best to put Lee Patterson off, but I suspect it won't be enough. Dumps that one successfully home, and Halifax stretch their advantage to 18 points to 10 here after that penalty.
And Halifax are creating chances. You can see that man, Gareth Haggerty, shaking his head as he's give that penalty away. Matt Calland will be really happy. They've come out and they're firing on all cylinders, and they're really working hard for each other, Halifax.
And they don't realistically have to do much more than that. Just keep banging the ball down there and making... What about that kick then? No, kicking Tina now. Plonks it down and boots it.
That was old school, wasn't it? That was old school from Brady.
It's the ugly ones that are the hardest to catch, though.
That presumably was the intention. Let's have a look.
Just plonks it down. Toe banger. There you go. Oh.
Tamgart on the charge. Grady with the tackle. Royston. 4 tackles gone. Gleeson. Can Widnes break this stranglehold that Halifax have them in at the moment?
Lovely offloads there.
Again, and they're keeping the ball alive. Eventually Paul White goes to ground. That's the 5th tackle. Now then, what's the crossfield kick going to be like, if there is going to be one? It's Brannigan stepping out of trouble. Little chip kick over the top. Tamgart is chasing it. Saeed Tamgart for the try line. These shorts. Oh, it would have been glory for Saeed Tamgart. I don't think he could believe the way it opened up for him then, but he didn't quite have the pace.
Just landed in his lap, didn't it? He was doing his job, pushing up, putting pressure. It lands in his lap. What do I do here? I'll just pin my ears back. Just doesn't have enough speed to get there. Not a bad pop, not a bad place to hand the ball over.
Now then, can Widnes get out of their own half? They've had trouble doing that so far.
Well, they've now sent Jim Gannon on to try and lift the side, try and lift his teammates. You've got to be willing to take a whack in this game, and this man is.
Still going strong, Jim Gannon, 32 years of age. Joined Halifax when he left Balmain back in the late 90s, 1999 it was. Crossfield kick is a great one. And it's come up for Paul White again. The ball's ricocheted for him. Now then, is there cover enough to protect them? White goes on the outside. A great covering tackle it was from Scott Yates. Did well there, but the threat isn't over. Stanley Jean's pass. The ball is loose. It's picked up by Brannigan. And Widnes defending desperately here. They've done well to keep them at bay so far. But Mikhaili Izu picks it up. And Izu bounces away from the first challenge of Webster.
You can't afford to let Halifax play touch and pass. That's what they're doing at the minute.
And they're right on that try line now, and they've got another penalty.
The killers. Paul Cullen will be pulling his hair out. They're doing ever so well to get back in this straight quick tap.
They're not going for the 2 points, and they've blown it.
Widnes were lucky. Widnes were lucky on that occasion. There's not too many players offering themselves, but that man Jim Gannon is.
I think this is going to get tasty in a few minutes' time.
This is the penalty to lead you out.
And this is the foul. Sorry, Barry.
Just the volume and the atmosphere just notching up. Saeed Tamgart gives away a penalty. Here we go, he's trying to wrench the ball out. The ball in the possession of Jim Gannon, who's trying to play the ball as quick as he can.
They're looking for another penalty, Widnes. And they have made it over the halfway line now. And Lee Duran, he's lost that ball. Halifax have it back with that man Tamgart. And Jim Gannon came charging in to get a bit of that one. The atmosphere just seemed to be getting a little bit testy out there, a little bit of a shove.
I think you might see that magnet switched on now between Tamgart and Gannon. Great defence from Widnes.
Now that's better defence by Liam Farrell. If you come out the line, you've got to make sure that you wrap that.
Ben Davis leaving a paw print on the face of Gleeson there. Here's McKaylee-AZ. Well, he won't shirk any challenges. Managing to make another couple on his back there. Gannon once more involved. Brannigan's short pass for Dave Larder. That's the 5th tackle. Ben Black. Little step and then hoists the kick. Doesn't maybe get enough forward momentum on it, but it's come back to him. And then he's put the ball up nicely for Grady. But Warrancy makes the tackle.
A let off for Scott Yates there. He hasn't looked confident all night under the high ball. Bounced off his shoulder. Ben Black picks it up and passes it to Shane Grady. Bounces off his shoulder there. Shane Grady, right time, right place.
Ironic cheers from the Widnes supporters.
All that hard work by Halifax really starting to turn the screw on Widnes, but they give a little simple penalty away for being offside.
Now then, have Widnes broken the shackles? An opportunity now for them to put the Halifax defence under a little bit of pressure. Here's Webster. Webster put to the floor. McKaylee-AZ just got an ankle tap to him, and Patterson finished off the job, but back on the inside. Coyle for a second. Calm down, says the coach. But Thomas Coyle delighted with that. A second try against his former club. And Widnes have done well there because they were under all sorts of pressure at the other end of the field. And they've weathered the storm. And really at the first opportunity at the second half, they've come back and they've scored the try through Coyle.
Thomas Coyle has started this match at hooker. He's playing the role of a front rower here with his leg drive. He just takes that uncomfortable ball on the inside. Thackeray steps off his right, gives it back inside. Just hard determination and a willingness to get over the line. He actually passes the ball from dummy half, stays in support, gets it and bangs it down.
Widnes 16, Halifax 18 the scoreline now. Grady's conversion.
And that'll be encouraging for Paul Cullen. Thomas Coyle, the man in your shot there. All he done was he just run straight and hard into that gap. And that's the first chance that they've had in this second half. As soon as you're down the opposition's 20 in the red zone, that's your try scoring opportunities, and Widnes took their chances then.
Well, Halifax have gone for the modern method of restarting, using the kicking tee, getting a bit of height to it. And a good chase as well. Could have been another penalty there because Dave Wrench just had a second stab maybe at that tackle. Referee waves play on him, but he's getting such grief from these Viking supporters down below us.
Widnes have sent Dave Horton on now just to keep the speed of the game up.
Oh, and then they've dropped the ball. Patterson has picked it up. And Patterson almost went without that. Here's Warrancy.
Looking to offload that ball. You've got to be strong on Warranty.
Patterson is hobbling in back play, having just taken that ball up. Oh, great offload. Royston was almost through. Fantastic tackle it was. I think it was Jim Gannon again. The danger might not be over here because they're going on the outside and they are in the corner.
I think there may be an obstruction in there, Bill. That's a real shame. Halifax playing the game really quick, really troubling Widnes.
Paul White hobbling away. But video ref Stuart Cummins having a busy night tonight.
Ben Black, yes. I think Goddard, well, he's in front. We need to have a look whether he obstructs anybody. There's Shad Royston, a quick half break. Gleeson under a bit of pressure from Widnes. Ben Black, well, theoretically, Paddy Flynn still has enough time to get hold of Ben Black.
Okay, we're ready.
But he's not looking at the grounding. Try is disallowed. It's that obstruction rule again.
It was because Paddy Flynn actually made contact with Goddard. That's why the try's been disallowed. You can see that Paddy Flynn goes in. Thackeray goes to Ben Black. Paddy Flynn goes in to take Goddard. He makes contact with Goddard, and that's why the penalty's been awarded.
Well, these two are the top sides in the Cooperative Championship. Both of them, of course, reaching finals last year. Widnes winning theirs in the Northern Rail Cup. Halifax beaten by Barrow in the grand final, but they've both ticked the right boxes as far as Super League licence application goes. But they want to do it again this season. Halifax and Widnes both want to go all the way, emulate Barrow. Webster, short pass.
10 metres, right.
Referee is urging the Halifax players to just observe the 10. He's keeping a close eye on it, but the play continues. It's a knock-on.
He's the go-to man, Paddy Flynn. On that occasion, he just couldn't get this ball in. He's tried to jump higher than White, but he's just knocked that ball forward. Halifax get the ball back on the 20.
Warrency looking for a gap in the line. Very nearly found it as well. Here's Goddard now.
And sometimes, if there isn't a gap, he'll create one himself.
Good pace. Well, there was until that tackle with Widnes and Jim Gannon just hanging on to an ankle there, managing to slow things down. Michaeli Ozu has lost that ball. It's gone backwards. No, it hasn't. Knock on, says the referee.
Matt Strong, he's just come onto the park and he's put a shot on one of the biggest men on the Liam Farrell and Matt Strong. Bushwhack, get that into you.
Matt Strong's mum and dad, Mr. and Mrs. Strong, will be telling stories of that hit for a long time to come.
On the 40-metre line then, in their own half, Widnes Vikings have head and feet at the scrum. And they've responded well. That early onslaught, Lee Duran just manages to avoid the first Halifax defender. Now Thackeray. Strong jump to the ground.
Good tackle by Gleeson, but Thackeray's been pointing at number 9 there by Paul Cullen. Obviously speed things up round the ruck.
Jim Gannon. Widnes with great blend of youth and experience here. Jim Gannon, no shortage of experience. And then there's the youthful zest. And here's the strength of Gardner, but that's great defence from Halifax to get Gardner into touch.
That's a fantastic offload from Shane Gravely. Lovely short pass from Ben Kavanagh. He just can't stay on the island. Great cover defence from Halifax.
Royston
this game's still in the balance.
Royston and Patterson in there to make the tackle. Patterson is still struggling, I think. He was limping earlier on, and well, he's limping more heavily now. And I don't know whether he's going to continue in actual fact. And young Anthony Bowman, it looks as though he's going to come on. What a way to celebrate your 18th birthday. There is Bowman, 18 years of age today. He had a spell with Wigan on the scholarship as a youngster, and then returned to Halifax. Actually made his debut as a 16-year-old very early on last year. Almost 17 in actual fact. But Lee Patterson off, and that is a blow for Halifax in terms of his goal-kicking skills in a game that is shaping up to be very tight indeed. Concern for Matt Calland. Here is Bowman. Brannigan now drives the kick downfield. It's a good one. What's the chase like? A bit ragged from Halifax. Flynn is tackled.
Clever play, Luke Brannigan. Clever play. He always looks up, he's always trying to dissect the fullback and the winger. Finding the turf, he's never finding the man. And then he's relying on his forwards to chase up the middle channel and try and slow the play the ball down.
Gannon again.
Come on, Sam. Move. Play arm, go.
Here's Webster.
Clear.
Webster with the kick again. An intelligent one, finding a bit of space and just dribbling along the whitewash there. Finding a good touch, James Webster.
And he'll be happy with that. Just get the ball in the pockets. Most half-backs just aim for the corner flag. If it goes off, get the scrum down, we get to regather, set our defensive structure, just bobbles over. Excellent.
Thankfully this isn't kick tennis, but the odd good touch finder doesn't go amiss for your side. Ben Black, Brannigan now. And now Widnes in their peach-coloured kit, closing down on the Halifax side very quickly on their faces. Ben Black, here's Stanley Jean now.
This is where Halifax are starting to hurt Widnes. They're starting to play outside of the tight three defenders away from that ruck. And they're making big inroads into the Widnes defence. Clever little play by Penkovic on the blind.
Well, there was a clash of heads there.
Problem with Richard Varkulis for Widnes.
You need 10.
Black's kick. Another good one over the top.
Okay, now.
Scott Yates will run it back. We saw Lee Patterson going off, and Rod Studd on the sidelines can bring us up to date on that one.
Well, it's not a major problem, Bill. It's a dead leg that Lee Patterson's got. He's just getting some attention from the physio right now on the sidelines. A little bit of massage to try and soften up the muscle a little bit. As you can see there from the picture, he is in pain, but they haven't ruled him out from coming back into the fray. So not a major problem for Lee Patterson, which Halifax will be pleased about.
Thanks, Rod.
The trouble with a dead leg, Bill, the minute you sit down, the blood starts to get in there and it stiffens right up. I shouldn't imagine we'll see Patterson again tonight.
Dave Horton plays the ball. And now lead around, exploits a gap, and Horton's there. It's Farrell who makes the finishing touch to that. And a try out of nothing there, really, for the Widnes Vikings, because Lee Duran just suddenly punctured the Halifax defence, and Liam Farrell was there to finish it off on his shoulder. It's his third try of the season. The dual registered player from Wigan finishing that one off, and just suddenly the Halifax defence, which had seemed watertight, just evaporated there.
This comes as a consequence of taking the ball right to the line. Lee Duran runs a lovely line, and there's plenty of Widnes players in support. There's 4 pink shirts there. Thackeray sells one dummy, sells another. Dave Wrench takes the ball player, leaves the big gap, and Liam Farrell gets Widnes right back in this game. His mates at Wigan will be proud of him for that. Superb support play.
Grady then bang in front of the posts to put Widnes in front now by 22 points to 18. They led 6-0, they trailed 16-6, they now lead 22-18.
And it's always dangerous when the halfback gets the ball, he goes to the line. If you go to the line, you've got to make the defender make the decision. He took the wrong option then, put Lee Duran through the line, and Liam Farrell come up with the try.
He's played in some big games at academy level, Liam Farrell, and he's going to be a very useful addition to this Widnes Vikings squad.
And that's the beauty of this dual registration system. I think you can go down to the lower division, the championship, ply your trade, earn some stripes, whilst not actually being exposed to the pressure of Super League until you need it.
Gannon, Horton, and then the kick from Thackeray. Been ever present this season so far in all games for the Widnes Vikings as Thackeray, and there he is leading the charge, making the tackle, having put the kick in.
And that's all you want, Bill. All you ask as a coach, you want your team to be enthusiastic. The kick is only as good as the chase.
Well, now Halifax with some work to do. Penkovic, a weary-looking approach as he reached the play the ball there. There's good enthusiastic defence from Widnes to put Dominic Maloney on his back. Here's Brannigan taking him on but heading for the sidelines, and he just managed to withdraw an arm there as he was almost on the whitewash. Penkovic with the kick over the top. Yates turns to retrieve it, looking for it to go over the dead ball line. It's not going to, so he has to bring it back, and then he's collared.
Dave Wrench threw everything into that tackle then, trying to dislodge the ball.
And Halifax want it back. They want it back at this end of the field.
The Widnes will be wanting their outside backs to come in and take some pressure off the forwards.
Zachary felt that.
Halifax are nowhere near out of this game yet. Nowhere near. They can just sniff, and they realise that if they get the ball in a decent position, they can score, and then it's all back on again.
On the halfway line with Gannon, that's the 5th tackle. Webster. Little chip kick over the top. It's a good kick, but it bounces kindly for Halifax. They keep the ball. They did well there to keep the ball in play.
Leader was going for the steal as well.
Again, you talk about kick selection, Tez. Do you think James Webster should have kicked it in the pockets again instead of going for a possible try?
That probably would have been the easier option, and probably playing for the position that Paul Cullen would have been after.
Last year when these two sides met here in the Championship, Widnes won it 42-16. But this shaping up to be much closer. Now that's a ball steal. And there's a Rob Bowman has hurt his shoulder in the tackle.
Straight away, Bill, you could see him wince. He pulled away from that.
With a 2 in there.
He's got great footwork, Ben Davis.
Here
we see the ball steal. I think he's got that before. Is it Matt Strong?
Yeah, Matt Strong.
Well, whatever it is, because the possession has been squandered, because they've knocked the ball on of Widnes at a subsequent play the ball. And Ben Davies holds his hand up and apologises to his teammates.
It's just the eagerness. He's trying to get up, play the ball. You've got to say, though, in a position like that, you never see the ball come back. He's took the contact, and then the ball's rolled out of the tackle. Was there a hand in?
Goddard, Goddard pass.
Right. Paddy Flynn just between both sets of Halifax players and just nicks the washing off the line of Halifax.
He was trying to set his wingman away. Instead, he gave it to Paddy Flynn.
Do you think there was a call for that? You know Paddy Flynn, Tez. Is he honest? Shaking your head?
Can't comment.
You shook your head, I think. Your silence speaks 1,000 words.
Another knock on, and Horton went without it. Halifax have it back, and this was how the game started.
And that's where Widnes aren't helping themselves now. They're up in the right end of the park, they're making silly mistakes. And Halifax will capitalise on them. They've got speed around the ruck, and you see Brannigan, he's looking up, he's trying to tire the Widnes forwards again. Penkovic on the break.
Good break from Penkovic. Warranty trying to get there in support. Farrell made the tackle in the end. Tamgart took on that one standing still, and they need a bit of pace injecting here. Stanley Dean will do just that. Straight up the middle again. Nobody on his shoulder. Tamgart. Ben Black trying to set somebody through the gap, but he couldn't do that, and the ball again comes up for Widnes.
And it was Dominic Maloney who hit that gap. But the Widnes players stood strong in defence and forced the error.
Halifax were all very flat. I don't think none of them were expecting that pass. It's just you drop, we drop at the minute. Good shot from Webster.
Here's Jim Gannon, a no-thrills player. Look at the 29 handling errors so far in the game. Here's Gareth Haggerty showing a nice step, but not so neat pass, but it's picked up by Gannon, and Gannon motors up the middle again.
And to be fair to both sets of players, it started raining just before the game, so the pitch is very greasy.
Here's Lee Duran. Widnes looking to maintain their unbeaten record at the start of the season. Unbeaten, that is, in all competitions. And they get the penalty.
And straight away, all the Widnes players
I'll give you plenty of opportunities.
signalling for 2 points. Dave Wrench, the offender. They've got leader on. They think they've got a right to stay involved in the tackle, but Dave Wrench just gets tangled up.
So they'll go for 2 more points here.
He'd have been him, he'd have put me on the floor. He pushed me over earlier.
They won't be home and dry yet. Halifax have got some finishing power, but they need to start showing it soon.
I thought he was just going to plonk that ball down again, just dig the heel in the grass. I'm sure the groundsman would have been having kittens. There's Matt Calland, Martin Hall. Very tense, very tight, and as I said, Halifax nowhere near out of this match yet.
Stay on side.
But at the moment, heading for a second defeat of the season. They lost to Sheffield in the Northern Rail qualifying stages. They've won both championship games so far. They need to do something to salvage this, and this, if it goes over, will make life a bit more difficult for them. And he's missed it. The woodwork hit for the second time tonight by Grady.
And the only one that was expecting that was Shad Royston. A lot of Widnes players already making them the way back for the kick-off.
Well, there's a problem with a Widnes player.
It's Haggerty who's gone down.
Like the flying squirrel, he went down.
It's Gareth Haggerty straight away, gone down clutching his knee.
He left the line. Oh, the referee hasn't seen it.
Play continuing. Pankovic from the penalty just awarded up to the 40-metre line. Warrancy.
Well, the referee's there just saying to Jim Gannon, it doesn't matter. How long have you been playing the game? Get on with it.
Haggerty still down in back play. The physio has signalled that he's got to come off. There's a stretcher coming on the field. Play is continuing.
He's got to stop the game now.
Widnes down to 12 men.
Play to the whistle, Lortez. That's what Widnes have got to do.
And now he does.
Well, they had to stop the small officials from the Widnes dugout running onto the pitch with the stretcher.
Gareth Haggerty very uncomfortable there.
Come and ask a question and then walk away. Come here. Listen to me. No, well, ask the question then, right.
Meanwhile, Jim Gannon
last time the stretcher wasn't on the field.
protesting, and Robert Hicks explaining why he's left it till now to call a halt to proceedings.
And Robert Hicks quite rightly saying you play on until I blow the whistle.
Well, thankfully the stretcher not needed, because Gareth Haggerty has been helped from the field there, but the big man in a bit of trouble.
Just look at him there, he tries to step off that right knee, you just see it buckle underneath him. There's two big strong lads taking him off at the minute. There's Gareth Haggerty.
Ooh, you can see it just twist her. He actually had a knee reconstruction of the same knee 18 months ago.
Paul hoping it won't be that. Toa Love and Mick Cassidy helping him off.
Meanwhile, Halifax at the other end of the field were looking to level the scores here at the very least. And the Widnes defence trying to hold firm in the closing 10 minutes here. Again, the crowd appealing for obstruction there from the Halifax attackers.
Good defence from Thackeray, right up in the face of Wrench. Didn't allow him to pass that ball.
On the last, Brannigan, crossfield kick, looking for Warrancy, is he? It's knocked on, it's come back, it's back to one! This is a great opportunity. Royston will get the try that he gets every time Halifax play this season. And they've levelled the scores. His 9th try of the season.
That was the tactic that Widnes used in the same corner in the first half. Young Anthony Bowman there. The ball goes up. Brannigan puts it right in the corner. Gardner unable to regather it. Look at this footwork. Strength. Keeps going. Lovely little offload. And Shad Royston, as he's done so many times this season. It's his 9th try of 2010. It's all about putting pressure on the guy that's receiving the kick. Gardner can't complete the tackle. Nice offload. Shad Royston gets Halifax back in this game. Watch this. Get in there, Matt Callan says.
I think he did actually
He did,
say
word
get in
for
there.
word.
Are you writing his scripts? Well, now the kicking duties with Patterson off the field have been handed to Luke Brannigan, and you've got to take your hats off to the birthday boy there, Anthony Bowman, who set up that try for Shad Royston. Great awareness, great composure, kept his head, and thankfully for Halifax had shrugged off that shoulder injury earlier on. Now then Brannigan to put Halifax back in front, which he has done. Only though by 2 points. Widnes 22, Halifax 24. It never lets you down. Thursday night on Sky Sports.
That's a cool head by Brannigan. Under all the pressure from the Widnes fans below. Can they hold off? They're going to have a last frantic 7 minutes.
Well, bags of time for Widnes. That ball's been stolen. Saeed Tamgar looks pleadingly at the referee. Gannon furious at that decision. The coach not impressed.
So important to keep Halifax down this end of the pitch.
No matter what he does with the ball, steals it out.
It was a high tackle.
Through there, Luke, please. Stay on
That's
track.
what Robert Hicks has penalised. Jim Gannon going an eyebrow too high. Just watch where the first impact, just around about the chin.
Hold. Hold him. Hold him.
It's unfair to ask, but I think there's still more points in this game yet.
Well, Halifax just back in front. But the way this game has gone seesawing.
Bill, with 6 minutes to go, players have got to put their hands up. Don't wait for one of your teammates to do something. You've got to be that difference.
Tangard plays the ball. Stanley Jean forward by the Widnes supporters. Jean didn't make much progress there. Dominic Maloney now. Tell you what, Thomas Coyle's had a big night for the Vikings. A couple of tries and some big shots like that one there. Penkovic now. Penkovic, oh, that one almost went to ground, and Lada did well to get a hold of it as it was dipping towards the turf. The kick from Penkovic, and Scott Yates just turned around by that, and Warranty is breathing down his neck. Good work. And Yates just delaying a fraction of a second there. The ball bobbling at his toes.
Outstanding kick chase from Halifax. Look at how many Halifax shirts there is in the frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yates just can't quite commit to it. He's bobbling about, and there's a penalty.
Ball's gonna go 10.
The ball hasn't gone 10 from the dropout.
They tried to get the ball back, going for the short restart, and it just wouldn't get there.
We're going, he's tapping.
Widnes
Sheeran Grady was trying to blow it over the line.
Widnes are in self-destruct here. There's still time.
Well, Halifax have spurned the opportunity to go for 2 points there. They've decided they need to win it conclusively. And a try and a goal would be enough for them. Can they get that now with Brannigan? Try scorer in the victory over Batley last time out, Luke Brannigan, the player they signed from Gateshead Thunder, along with Dylan Nash, who's only played 20 minutes for them so far. Here's Stanley Jean trying to burrow his way over. He's short as well. Into the last 4 minutes here. Brannigan once more. Little grubber kick. Penkovic with the try. That wraps it up for Fax. And the coach containing his pleasure there. And maybe experience paying off for this Halifax side. The wiles of Luke Brannigan with the kick, and Penkovic sniffing around for it to finish off, get his 5th try of the season. And that surely has finally settled the issue here.
And Widnes, in this attempted short dropout, just hand possession to Halifax. And that's a penalty. And watch, every Halifax player knows exactly what's coming here. They're all in attendance. Penkovic just plucks it out of the air. Just watch how many blokes are running through in black shirts. Everybody knows Brannigan's going to put it on the end of his toe, and when the ball's bobbling about, it's anybody's ball.
Penkovic, the try scorer, the Welsh international, but take your hat off to Luke Brannigan, who might be just starting to have a growing influence on this Halifax side. Came to the club from Gateshead Thunder, the former Aussie Schools player. His previous conversion in this game was his first for a year since his Thunder days, and his first for Halifax. Obviously this is second, and he's landed that one. And have Halifax landed the points finally here, because they lead by 30 points to 22, and the clock very much against the Vikings now.
It's so important to have a play with the influence that Brannigan's got. See Matt Callan happier now. 8 points up. Widnes will go for the short kick-off.
But the way this game has swung to and fro, there could yet be a sting in the tail. But if we are to have any last couple of minutes dramatics, it's got to happen soon.
There'll be some drama, but Widnes will do well to score 8 points in the last 2 minutes, Bill.
Well, you never know.
Even if there's a million to one chance, there's an
they've got the penalty. It could be an 8-point try.
And then from the kick-off, 100 yards.
Stanley Jean just in the wrong place. They're off Widnes.
They could have been marched another 10 there, because Halifax hadn't retreated.
He's not got control, he's just gathered it back, Jim Gannon. It was right up near his armpit.
Strong run from Ben Davies. Now then, here's Webster. Thackeray stretching for that ball, and collared by Anthony Bowman. High hopes of this young man, Anthony Bowman, and he's done his coach proud tonight. And he celebrated his 18th birthday with a big contribution, but there's another contribution from Varkulis. And I said there might be a sting in the tail here, and Richard Varkulis has come up in his 4th try. Another former Halifax man. A try in the corner, but it's surely too late.
It's Ben Davies who gets this ball. He's going on an outwards line. Talked about his footwork. I'm a big admirer of this player. Just offloads the ball to Varkulis, who bangs it down in the corner.
They've landed the conversion. Grady from the touchline. Varkulis with the try, just 2 points in it. And into the last minute, the coach pacing the sidelines.
I think you may see Widnes take one, possibly two of these tackles and put boot to ball and chase hard.
It's got to be a Hail Mary, hasn't it?
Luke Brannigan, the guy in your picture there, his kicking game's been so important.
Oh, what about this one? Out on the full, this scenario, out on the full, back to the halfway line. He's hit that one, but no way is that out on the full. Oh. Gannon taking an age to pick it up, right on his own try line. Can't do it in 30 seconds, surely. They've kept the ball alive. Thackeray now, wide to Webster. Webster, wide still to Grady. Grady has Gardner outside him. They've got to keep it alive. Shades of Saints against Bradford here, and Chris Joint's try maybe.
7
They've
seconds.
got to keep it alive. 7 seconds to go. Thackeray now. They've got to kick it. They do. Straight down the field. Royston is there. And Royston will head for touch. And the drama ends. The coach, smiling a moment ago, breathes a sigh of relief. He's seen his side weather the storm here. At times it's not been the prettiest of games, but it's been once again on a Thursday night an entertaining one, and Halifax have emerged victors, inflicting a first defeat of the season on the Widnes Vikings. 5 tries apiece, and another great advert for the Cooperative Championship. And as expected, not a lot, as we said on Sky Sports News earlier this evening, Barry, not a lot to choose between these two.
It might not be perfect, it might not be for the purists that watch Super League week in, week out, but the championship is so exciting. Both teams came here tonight ready to play rugby. There were a few errors, but both teams were willing to throw the ball about. Some great individual performances. I thought for Widnes, Haggerty, Gannon, very strong in the middle. Thackeray and Webster, they played their part. But Halifax have ground out that win, they've ground out that victory, and the kicking game from Luke Brannigan was probably the difference between both teams.
Halifax going across the field to support, to cheer their supporters. Leaving behind the man of the match, Luke Brannigan. An influential performance from him. A couple of crucial kicks as well. He's with Rod now.
Luke, well done, man of the match. There's the champagne that goes with it. Get hold of that. And £100 to the charity of choice. Where will that go, first of all?
I think it's Forget Me Not at King's Cross at Halifax. They've just opened up there about 2 months ago.
OK, well done. Just tell us what that was like to play in, because it went one way, the other, back again, back and forth, but you had the points on the board right at the very end. Yeah,
well, actually, we were pretty lucky, to be honest. You know, we haven't stuck to the game plan for a while, and I think if we do that, play more as a team, we're just making it harder for ourselves. Full credit to Widnes, they just keep coming.
You kicked a couple of crucial goals. I know one was bang in front, but you also knocked one over just before that as well with the regular kicker Lee Patterson off the field. So a little bit of pressure on those kicks. Just talk us through them.
Yeah, I just had a few days practice here and there just in case something happens. Pato's a great goal kicker, but you know, he's got injured tonight, and I'm lucky that I've banged it over.
How important do you think this win's going to be? Because these are obviously going to be one of the main challenges, Widnes. Yeah,
Widnes, they're very, very well structured, and they just keep coming. The win's going to be good at the end of the year. Maybe tonight's win, we don't know. Maybe we're getting ahead of ourselves. It might be a home semi, don't know.
Well done tonight, Luke. Let's bring in your coach, Matt Cullen. Thanks, Luke. Matt Cullen coming in. Just tell me what that was like as a coach, last few minutes, or last few seconds, should I say, Matt, because it looks like you've won the game with that Penkovic try, and yet you've still got 40 nervous seconds. What's that like as a coach?
Oh, terrible. It was really heart-stopping. I thought both teams were poor tonight. We didn't control the ball at all. I thought we blew a lot of chances in the second half. I didn't think we were going to win it, and we just nipped it at the end, really. Please, it's a massive confidence booster for the team, because we know we've not been playing well, we've not been gelling yet. So I think this will give us a lot of confidence for the next few weeks.
Yeah, it was a bit like rugby league musical chairs. You happened to be in front on the scoreboard when the music stopped.
It was a bit heart-stopping, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, last season you started off like a house on fire. I don't need to remind you what happened after that. You kind of faded away a little bit. Are you doing things differently this season? Are you planning differently?
Well, obviously we want to peak at the end of the season this year, and we're just building blocks. We're trying to make small improvements week on week. I think we're doing that at the moment. We're starting off slower, and hopefully, you know, we'll come good at the end of the season.
Well done tonight, Matt. Good win.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Relieved Matt Calland after that performance, and his side squeezing home at the end by 30 points to 28. As I said, 5 tries apiece, and Shane Grady so unlucky. He hit the woodwork twice with goal attempts for the Vikings. Would have made all the difference tonight. As it was, Halifax squeezed home, and well, hard to take for the coach Paul Cullen, no doubt, and he's downstairs now with Rod.
Paul, tough luck tonight. At times during the match, particularly at the start of it and halfway through the second half, you looked like you had the game not under control but in your hands. Did you feel that way?
I thought it reflected on completion rate and penalties. You know, I thought we started very well, and then we tried to score on every single play. And they're a good team. They're a big pack in the middle of the field, and marched us back accordingly when we kept giving them the ball. But you know, there's a long way to go yet. It's a tough game. I think, you know, it's 10 out of 10 for effort and not very many for patience. Just got to find a little bit of composure. We had enough field position to open them up, and we just kept pushing and forcing and not in positions where we'd wanted to go and where we'd practiced. So we just got to do a little bit of work on composure.
Obviously you lose as a team or win as a team, but how significant do you think that penalty was from Grady that hit the post late on that would have given you a 6-point advantage, or are we reading too much into that?
They're just incidentals, you know. There's 1,000 things that can go for you or go against you in a game. You know, as a unit, we'll look at how we squandered good ball and good field position and didn't make them pay. You know, we let them back into the game, and they played very well to match up the middle of the field. You know, we know that Penkovic is dominant around there, and we know how good Mark Gleeson is. Unfortunately, we kept giving him the ball and kept giving him the field position. So, you know, tough contest. It was as tough and as rough and as intense as we thought it was going to be. We're just a little bit disappointed with our composure and our patience.
Yeah, I mean, you've been in the game a few years now, so you know the road is a long one in this season, and it's about winning the last game of the season, not the third one, isn't it? That's when the business is done.
It is, you know. It's about winning the Northern Rail and getting in the grand final. That's what we're about, you know. So we might have, you know, lost the battle by a squeak today. And that last 2 or 3 seconds, it could have gone either way. It didn't go our way tonight, but you know, we'll roll our sleeves up. We'll hopefully take the benefit of the recovery that we're now going to get that we didn't get last week, and you know, and come back when we play Dewsbury in the next round.
Thanks for taking the trouble to talk to us.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Paul. Much appreciated.
Fair